And the captain, Roland Kato, is opening the batting today with Shion Anju. Anju. So for Jackson, there's one slip, third man, and interestingly, Ali third man is right back on the boundary. There's a backward point cover and a mid off, extra cover and a mid off. So quite a pack offside field. On the leg side, there's a mid on just on the circle. The short fine leg just going a little long leg a little finer, and mid wicket on the boundary. So Jackson. Right arm over the wicket to bowl to Kato. For delivery swung and swung really confidently down to mid wicket for 4. Short delivery, and really Kato give it the full treatment.
Yeah, it was short. It was very, very short. And he had full leverage. He swung the bat mightily and hit it through the vacant mid wicket region, straightish mid wicket to the boundary for 4.
So Jackson, we now seen fielder plays a mid wicket position. Another short delivery, and he played it very firmly down to deep backward square, and just some misfield by the fielder on the boundary. Just seemed to probably do himself a bit of injury. As we see him still on the ground, and the players is running down to him, but another 4 just seemed to have knocked his knees as he went down on the ground. We see the physio is quickly running out. He's still on the ground. Let's hope that's not too serious. But he just seemed to stumble and probably hit his knees on the ground.
His knee seemed to have stuck, that this sort of slide, and instead of sliding, the knee seemed to have got stuck in the ground, and because he really was high up in the air when the ball passed him. And so, yes, it's a midfield, but it could have been more than just the ability to not feeling properly that happened there.
Well, that's still on the ground. It seemed to be a bit more serious, maybe than we expect. The physio is doing some work with him down there. Players all gather around. This would be a contest, Ali, really between the 2 top players in each of these teams. There's Andrew Fletcher, who was played for the West Indies, number of one-day international T20s, and Roland Kato, who is also one of the top players, winners volcanoes. He also on the West Indies B team, so he had played really at the highest level. So we expect that these 2 batsmen, as they lead each of these teams, are the 2 players that we look forward to. But just to say there that it's actually Weavel Benjamin opened the batting, hit those 2 boundaries and not Kato. Kato normally is bat maybe 3 or 4. But the competition we expect really would really come down to the batting of these 2 players.
Yeah, and both players are good batters, and of course Fletcher would have gone far more and played much more than him, but they have great ability, and is the one who exploited the most today could be of benefit to the team. But they start by Weavel Benjamin. He's a tough up and down type cricketer. Comes today, plays some great shots. Comes tomorrow, and you're not sure what he's going to do. But he has played 2 excellent shots to start the inning.
Well, Warriors lost yesterday to Staffan Strikers, and certainly the batting of, I think, Michael Joseph really would have turned it around, and they certainly want to turn things around today. Jackson, good delivery outside the off stump, and Benjamin, they just seemingly searching for it. A good link as it passed the outside edge. So we have a third man, very short, or maybe you call him a splice slip, and a backward point cover, extra cover mid off, all in the circle on the offside.
Only 2 players they could be out of the circle, and they have gone for the deep long on and deep mid wicket, so they are not too far from each other. So I would tell you that probably he will be pitching the ball up.
This is short, and this is hit well off the back foot, goes down to squarish cover for 4. Good shot by Benjamin. He's on top of this one and really played it nicely down to that position. Most steered it down to that position and wrist across the surface for 4.
But you hardly will pull the ball back from a piece that is struck like that once he be there in field. You could as well give it up and look to retrieve it.
Well, let's see if there's no change to the field.
The only change could be the cover and the boundary and the deep.
Fletcher just having a discussion with Jackson, who had a good spell yesterday. In his 2 overs, he went for 7, picked up 2 wickets. He's once again misses his run. He's a player that really had some little difficulties with no balls, and even the earlier tournament this year, but yesterday he really seemed to have turned it around. Steered to goalie and very good run in there as it went straight to that goalie fielder, but it was good backing up by Keon George there. And they scamper a quick single.
Well, I think an excellent piece of feeling by the player that came in from Gully. He advanced quickly before the bowler bowled, and so by the time the shot was played, he was pretty close. But just, of course, there's only one stump he could have seen from the angle he was at and missed. But a cheeky single, you'll say.
So it's 13. Without loss. He's still in the first over. Benjamin has scored all the runs, 13, 3 boundaries in the first over, 3 fours. George is playing this one down to mid wicket. He's going to come back for 2 there. Square leg really having to move to his right to mid wicket. So he's off the mark with first delivery face. So he's on 2. It's 15 without loss in the first over.
Well, good start from by Ginger Generals. They off to a pretty good start. 3 boundaries. But of course, we keep saying that the pass score has probably gone up from yesterday to 85 to around 100. As we saw the last game, both teams getting past the 100 mark. So the start 13 in the first over, but the tempo or the momentum has to continue right through the inning to probably make a good score and a hard challenge for the fielding side.
Yeah, well, we think it probably the players getting used to this quality of game. Is the first tournament of this nature we had here in Grenada. But Akim Alex is going to take it up from the southern end, and this one is swept and played very nicely down to a long leg for 4, and he really got over it and played it beautifully, just past that short fine leg for 4.
Well, I think I'm a bit surprised to see him bowling the second over with the restrictions on the field. He's not a top class spinner by any stretch of imagination, and he called for quite a bit of accuracy within the first 4 overs. That one was on the pads and not much to be done but to help it.
So Benjamin moves to 17. 4 boundaries, and he's hitting straight again. And this one, let's see, gonna just cross the boundary as a fielder from long off coming around the end, just trying to stop it with his feet. Again, was positive that he hit straight, so there was no danger. And just bounced out the feet and into the boundary. And he pushes forward. Alexis, they just seen him come in. So it's 23 without loss. Benjamin quickly on to 21. 5-4 in that inning. Played fine. The short finally comes in. That's one more. So good start, 24 without loss.
Oh, he's still in over number 2. That's just about 12 runs over.
Keon George on 2. It's from 1 delivery. As we see now gloomy conditions, but no threat of rain. Akem Alexis. This time he goes around the wicket between the umpire, and this is pushed back by George to Alexis. Pushing that to backward point, he going for a quick single. Yes, just being able to make it there. The fielder coming in, not the best of throws. So that concludes his first over. Alexis conceded 10 runs, and after 2 overs, it's 25 without loss.
Well, in the power, 10 runs, might think is a lot of runs there, but I think he still bowled a couple good deliveries. The fielder there, I thought, took time to decide where to throw rather than a quicker reaction, and so they were able to get to each other's end. But the running between the wickets so far has been good. They have survived, but it seems a bit risky.
Well, we have seen that both overs, they started with boundaries, and then the bowlers kind of came back and really tightened at the end. They would want to try and keep things as tight as possible. Josh Thomas take it up from this northern end, and Keon George, a player with possesses a lot of talent, and this one is hit to mid wicket. Oh, just being dropped there. Really good effort made by that fielder coming in from mid on there, wide mid on. Yeah, just trying to take it and with both hands. Well, just dropped in front of him. Probably got a good diving effort. Maybe just wasn't able to get the hands under it.
It didn't look, the reaction of the players didn't indicate that probably dropped the catch, but it was a very good attempt. Not too sure if the ball went into his hands.
This one, safe shot. Benjamin, the swinging coming off the edge and just going over the keeper's head and down to the boundary for 4.
Luck favors the brave. Just swinging his bat at that. It was not a bad delivery. He was just swinging the bat. He took the edge, and probably had he hit that in the middle of the bat, I was surprised it's going up in the air. But he was just swinging, not no real cricketing shot. But he took the edge and 4 runs.
Yeah, no ball signal by the umpire. Josh Noel again bowling a no ball, so free hit as Noel. This one is hit just down to the extra cover, who takes the catch, and they are coming back for 2 runs there. Good running. It's been a free hit.
The player that's the player that dived. It seems as if he
again it's another no ball.
And the player seems to have damaged his shoulder when he dived because he couldn't throw in the ball.
Yeah, just seem to be favoring that right shoulder. Plus, Josh Newell continue to struggle with the no balls. This one is hit down to long, and this going to do a good effort by the fielder on the boundary. Just really saving 6 runs there, and the batsman picking up 2 runs. But really good work by the fielder on the boundary. As Benjamin was looking to clear that mid-wicket area.
Yeah, really great effort, and you saw the reaction of his players. They all applauded him. He was on the boundary line. It was way over his head. He had to go up. He couldn't really get his hand around the ball, so he boxed it back in and saved 2 runs.
Yeah, if he caught it, it certainly would have gone over the boundary. And Benjamin is driving outside the off stump, make no contact. 36 without loss. Over number 3. Thomas going for 11 in 3 deliveries. So there's a long on and a mid-wicket on the boundary. This one is again hit over cover. That fielder there looks like Francois. And that's 2 more runs to Benjamin. Again, looking for the aerial route, trying to get over extra cover.
Well, he's trying to exploit this scenario here that there's only 2 people outside and they are on the onside. So anything on the offside, he has been trying to get it just over the fielder's head. And in fact, the player is actually leaving the field.
Yeah, and that's Jahim Buffett playing his first game and just seemed to injure that right shoulder. Just gonna get short delivery pulled down to the man on long on boundary. So 1 more to Benjamin. He moves to again another no ball. This 3rd no ball in the over. So Thomas really continue to struggle.
It is different at times, but I know when a guy seems to bowl a no ball, you see sort of remark his run up and bring back the marker, some sort of thing. I haven't seen him make any adjustment to what he's doing, so I'm not too sure what he analyzing within himself that's causing him to bowl a low ball.
Yorker right up and push on to mid off for 1. I just seem probably one of the issues seems that even though sometimes you see the bowlers take a mark, it's so important they run from the mark, and they just seem to be sometimes running from anywhere.
He doesn't seem to have he has a mark, but he doesn't always start from the mark.
So we look at the mark where it is in front of him, and maybe just 1 more delivery in over, so one could judge where he starts to run from, and that's important. So important that you practice to move up on the same foot at all times with your mark.
See, this time he take less running before he got to the mark.
This one is hit over long on for 6. Yeah, really picked it on the up and really hit it confidently over long on for 6. So Benjamin really continue to put back the ball. He moves to 39 from 16. So he's 47 without loss after 3 overs. Really good start.
Yeah, and in the 10-10 cricket, bowling 3 no ball in your first over really is not what is expected. I'm not too sure if he knows what he's doing to bowl a no ball, because to me all he does is look to see where he's putting his foot and not anything to do with the run up, and that could be a bit of a concern. 22 runs scored in his first over. one of the more expensive overs in the competition so far.
Yeah, it's not the sort of start that Warrior is expecting. After 3 overs, 47 without loss. Remember, Warriors won the toss and asked Ginger General to take 4 strike. Keon George on 5, who have been pretty quiet. This one is played on the mid wicket. Fletcher coming on rather early. Had 6 wickets in the tournament so far, with best bowling figures of 4 for 12.
He could probably deem himself as a wicket taker, and they need to put some halt to what is happening, and so I think he back himself to dislodge one of the batters.
Yeah, short third man, backward point, cover extra cover mid off. That's Fletcher. This one is played to the mid off. It's fairly wide. So 1 more to Benjamin. It's 49 without loss. Yet we've seen another good opening stand. We had a century opening stand before the previous game. And no time in there as George looking to play it on the offside. So 50, partnership 50, 24 deliveries, 17 minutes, 6 fours and 1 6. And Benjamin has scored 40 out of that so far. He hit this one to cover. Alexis is coming around and feeling, and he get an easy single. That's been a good over so far.
Yeah, but still I understand some of the feeling tactics of the team. You know, they are 3 and 3, 6 people on the offside, and if the ball is played in short on the offside, it's still a single.
This one is played down to square leg. They pick up 2 runs here. See mid wicket having to run around to his left. So George get 2 runs there. He's on the 7. Benjamin 42. It's 52 without loss. Andrew Fletcher. This one is looking to swing and is bowled.
And he did what he expected. He backed himself to get the breakthrough, and he came on, and in his final delivery in his first over, he has picked up a very important wicket.
Yeah, very poor shot there by Keon George. You know, he just stood and swing. Ball giving some air and swinging right across it.
I think the loop, he's swinging at what you saw in the air, but the ball will dip, and he dipped on him and knocked his middle stump out. So good. As he said, the captain coming on, the bowling seems not to be as what he wanted. So he took up the challenge, backed himself, and come on and got the breakthrough.
And that's why it's so important when you see a slow bowlers or a spinners bowling, it's so important to give the ball air and maybe not to bowl too fast. So he put some more doubt in the batsman, causing them to think twice, and the judgment have to be right. As you rightly said, you would have seen it giving some air and his eyes light up. But he swung all wrong. So it's 53 for 1, and we just completed over number 4. Keon George, bowled by Fletcher for 9. He faced 9 deliveries, 18 minutes. Benjamin, who is on 41, he played from 18 deliveries. And the leg spin of Daryl Cyrus. He's coming from this northern end. Again, short third man, backward point cover on the boundary and a long off. Ball played to backward point, Alexis. Good running, good backing up by Keto.
Yeah, good running between the wicket, but I thought that the pace the ball went to the fielder I mean, he should have restricted a single there. But of course, Keto fit and playing training for quite a while. Obviously, he's very fit and really galloped down there.
Roland Keto, player of immense talent, stroked this one down to long on and amble a single, so he's off the mark. Roland Keto, who played West Indies A team, Windward Volcanoes. And this is driven well, beautifully shot, and goes all along down to the boundary for 4. Really, the extra cover had no chance. Away from the long off and the cover on the boundary.
This show if they pay particular attention to where the extra cover is. It's not really an extra cover. The ball passed through extra cover. Yeah, look, he's coming to extra cover now. I think he probably was a little off. But he is a substitute fielder, so maybe, and I think it's his first time on the field. I think he was out of position a bit. This
one is hit down to long off. Let's see, over the long off fielder and goes over the boundary for 6. And at Weevil Benjamin, 21 deliveries, 21 minutes. He had 7 fours and 2 sixes, and really excellent inning played by Benjamin.
Great inning so far. He has played quite a number of shots. Look at times that he is just swinging at anything, but he played some good cricket shots in and between.
Let's push it back on the onside. Good work by Cyrus.
But you know, we spoke of that many times before, the leg spinner bowling on this end. He obviously would be getting less turn because of the heavy breeze, and so it would be easier to pick. Unless he's a good googly bowler, then this end could be effective. But just a genuine leg spinner, this end will do a lot less to his ability to turn the ball.
Cyrus, again driven straight back to the bowler. That concludes Cyrus' first over. He went for 12 in that over, and after 5 overs, 65 for 1.
Good performance so far from the batting team. They have 65 for 1 in over number 5. Pretty good run rate. Of course, Benjamin is having a pretty good day. He's on 52 from just 23 deliveries, and Keto has just joined him. And I think with here and Keto, they would be expecting to still maintain a very good run rate.
So we could see them getting over 100, probably trying to get over the highest total scored so far, 121. It means that Keto play to mid wicket by Keto, and again Ambs a single. Fletcher in his second over. I'm a bit surprised though that Fletcher continued. I think he is one that probably will do well in the depth. After getting the wicket, the new batter will take a little while settling in, and so that gives the other bowler a chance to get back in the game. Well, he has made the breakthrough short deliveries, and this one again swung down to the man at mid wicket who drops. Wow, a simple catch there. Really, Chandel Regis coming from the mid wicket boundary, and really that's a sitter just going through his hands. But at the end of it, his hands didn't look in the proper position to catch the ball. So I was wondering if he lost sight of it or something. He didn't show that, but his hands was not in a catching position. One did not get the impression that he showed how he wanted to take the catch. It was a reverse palm where he wanted to put his hands up. I think that's what got him. And swing out, a piece out, stumped And there Benjamin, they looking to swing, missed that leg spinner, and seemingly didn't realize that he was out of his stump. And the keeper had really two chances, and he didn't realize he was out. The back he lifted, and all the keeper had to do was to take the bails off.
Well, strange dismissal, I would say, because the keeper took so long, even after both of them looked at where his foot was, and he still didn't put his foot back down. I think maybe the angle he was at, he was not seeing that his foot was over the line and not in. And but important breakthrough, because he was the batsman that had been scoring runs.
Well, Fletcher continued to pick up wickets. I think this is his 8th wicket in the tournament so far. Probably have the most wickets at the moment. In his second over so far, 2 for 9. I think he probably just have one delivery remaining. So he coming on and he making the change and coming on himself certainly did what was expected in terms of picking up 2 wickets.
Yeah, and I think that is what was his aim, was because they were going pretty comfortable, have not lost a wicket, and he came on and dislodged the 2 openers.
Current run rate 11.66. This ball is pushed on the offside by Larry Edwards. So he's off the mark with his first delivery. And come to the end of Andrew Fletcher's spell. 2 overs, no maiden, 10 runs, 2 wickets. Picking up important wicket of Weevil Benjamin, who was stumped by Samuel Charles, the keeper. Old Fletcher for 53. So at the end of 6 over, it's 69 for 2. And 2 good blows chucked there by Andrew Fletcher. So Thomas is going to continue his second over. Larry Edwards, more known for his left arm spin, and he's driving and goes down to long off and ambles easy single. Larry Edwards from St. Lucia, again another player who had represented the West Indies at the under 19 level. Windward Volcanoes really had a good stint in the just ended Super 50 Cup in Antigua. So welcome back, Master Warm.
Thanks, refill.
This one, Kato, they're looking to come down the track, and just a good bowling by Josh Thomas, and he bring this one right up. And Kato staying it to a square cover for 1.
Yeah, a lot depends upon him, Kato. Into the 7th over now. He's just 4, but he's such an exciting player, really. And his cricket may have just tapered off a bit, but that doesn't in any way suggest what a good player he is.
Yeah, he's a player that puts his excellent player, really skillful player. This one hit down to mid wicket. Again, they are coming back for 2. That look, the fielder on the boundary. So that's 2 more to Edwards. 73.
Thomas is none for 26, and he's into his 2nd over, so he has been relatively expensive. As Dre Russ approach to the wicket.
Comes off the edge again, looking for the drive, just peels off the edge and goes over backward point. 1 more to Edwards. Thomas, his first over, again he had 3 no balls in his first over, and that didn't go too well for him. I think he went for 17 or so in his first over.
Yeah, those are cardinal errors. You just don't bowl 3 no balls, not in T20 or 10-10 cricket at all.
Keto comes back into strike. Thomas. Yeah, ball into short, third man backward point, extra cover, long off, and a cover on the boundary on the offside. Keto is looking to swing. Probably a slower delivery, seemed to hit him somewhere in the mid wrist. As he's looking to pick this gap, I probably hit it over a backward square.
Well, there were two things about that delivery, Raphael. One is that it was a slow ball, and secondly, it didn't come up, didn't have the height attached to it that he would have liked. So you could see him in the end sort of bending the knees, and did play a little before the ball actually came. I think he was expecting that to bounce even higher.
Thomas, this one is hit and hit well. It is going to go over long on and goes for 6.
Yeah, Fletcher for a moment thought he was in business. He got right under that one, Cato, and lifted it handsomely over the mid-wicket area. Look at Fletcher as if saying, look, I've got a chance here. Then just gave up because he knew that it was sailing over his head. Beautiful shot by Cato.
Yes, that's 6 more to Cato. Takes him to 10. Josh Thomas gone for 34 so far. He's down the wicket there again, looking probably to hit him maybe the same direction. Make no contact as that ball. He extracts some bounce there as it went outside the off stump.
Thomas none for 34 of 2, which means that he's been going for 16 per over. That's very expensive indeed. But with the Ginger Generals, 81 for 2, 81 for 2 after 7 overs. They still got another 3 overs, Raphael, which means that if they're scoring about 10 runs per over, could bring them over the 100 mark, but they'd want to go above 10.
Yeah, most definitely. I think we saw 120, 121 was chased down. Both teams would have went over 100, and we saw that they won by just 11 runs, so it was pretty close. So they would probably want to go maybe close to the 120.
Yeah.
Cyrus, this one hit in the cover, and easy catch taken cover there again. Edwards looking for the aerial route to get it over that cover boundary, but was only able to get it to cover. And the fielder there seemed to be the substitute, Isaiah Simon, just coming around and take an easy catch.
Yes, it was an easy catch. I think he judged it well, got right under it, and took what turned out to be a very simple catch, soft hands. So Generals, they've lost another wicket, 81 for 3, 81 for 3. And well, this tournament really has gotten off to a fine start. We're into day number 3, is it?
Day number 3, match number 9.
Match number 9, Dream11 Spice Isle T10 tournament. And it is so very nice to know that cricket is played in the region now, and played more so in Grenada. The tournament so far has been successful.
Yeah, very successful, and I must say the condition really is really tremendous. We have brilliant sunshine. Pitch is really ideal for this sort of cricket.
Well, Cyrus has bowled pretty well, 1 for 12 so far.
Hit down to long on by Keto.
So Ginger Generals, as we said earlier on, 81 for 3, they would really want to use these last 2.2 overs to have a sort of cavalier approach. They got to really put their feet on the pedal now.
Yeah, we'll be disappointed if they doesn't get up to at least 115, or certainly they'll want to get more than that. McDonald, Daniel just tugging this one down to a wide long on.
Yeah, but the good thing is that Roland Cato is still there. He's on 11, and he knows the sort of innings that he has to play. He can't give it up. He'll want to ensure that he comes out, not out. That's going to be important for the team.
And he's hitting this one good shot over long on for 6. Really picked this one up neatly. And the fielder long on just had to look at his go over his head to his right.
I think it would be 6 anyway. Of course, you know that the boundary has been pulled in for a 10-10 tournament. I would think pulled in for about 15 yards. But even then, it would have cleared the boundary.
Yeah.
Good hit.
Yeah, good positive shot. A second 6 hit by Keto. He's on to 17. Cyrus. 1 for 20 in the second over. Again, really looking to pull the quicker delivery that seemed to bounce a bit more.
And that's why he didn't time it well at all. The ball really skidded onto him. It was fast and it was cramped in his effort to pull it through the onside.
Keto is hitting down to long on and Am's a single. As Cyrus come to the end of the over. 2 overs, no win, 21 with 1 wicket, 89 for 3 after 8 overs.
I would have loved to see Kato go down the ground using the top hand this time. He lead with the top hand, lift over the bowler's head. That to me would have been a more effective shot than trying to tug it over mid-wicket.
Yeah, I agree with you. Looking to give yourself room and to swing. And if you probably get closer to the ball and hit straight, really, better positioned, one in terms of the power and the placement. But I agree with you that he probably even went inside out when looking to hit straight. He probably would have been really in a better position to make use of that delivery.
Yeah, at 90 for 3, this not bad at all. 11.25 is the current run rate, and we've always said that once you've gone over the 10 mark in terms of scoring, then you've got you can say it's a good scoring rate. 11.25. You still got 2 overs to go. They could probably get another 20 or so runs.
Well, Jackson it is in the second over. First over, going for 15. As he continues from this northern end, full to the bat. This one is hit. Where is this one? Beautiful shot by Keto. It was full to the bat, and he lifted it to a handsome 6 over backward square.
Yeah, that was a bad delivery by Jackson. He may have been striding for the Yorker, and you can't fault him too much for striding for the Yorker. Let's look at it. Obviously, that's what he wants to bowl. But he overtossed it, and Kato got onto the front foot, hit it with a lot of bottom hand, and got it over the mid-wicket area for 6. Productive shot, and it should have gone that way. In fact, you don't want to miss out on deliveries like that are poor. You want to ensure that they get the maximum, and he certainly did. It's 96 for 3.
Yeah, good shot. He needs to make use of the bad deliveries, and he really hit it well. Fletcher, it's a discussion with Jackson, who bowled pretty well yesterday. In his 2 overs, he went for 7 and took 2 wickets. And a good thing you haven't bowled a no ball today.
Yes, every day is not Sunday though. Yeah. Yesterday you had a good day. Today might be in contrast.
Okay, missing his run there.
Yeah, that might have ruffled him a bit, being roughed up by Kato. It can throw a bowler off, especially if he's relatively inexperienced. Interferes with your approach, interferes with your mindset. The good experienced cricketers, though, would learn to understand that they may err and they've got an opportunity to come back to redeem themselves.
Yeah.
Gotta be top class to be able to do that quite comfortably.
Jackson. Keto is looking to hit this one somewhere over the short fine leg, and the made no contact coming off the pad, and they'll pick up 2 leg byes.
I'd like to see that though, because Jackson went up in thunderous appeal, as if to say, hey, that looks close enough. The umpire signaled leg by, but it'd be really good to see what that replay looked like. You may not get it. Might have been much closer than anticipated though, or thought rather.
Jackson in his second over to Keto. Keto is swinging right up. Keto is swinging. Only able to get it down to that wide long on position. He gambles another run.
Yeah, it was the right thing to do though, Jackson, to try to bring it very close to the batsman pad and toe as possible, and got it into that Yorker zone. So it was difficult for Cato to get under the ball and lift it. Good bowling, I thought.
Yeah, 99 for 3. Still 9 deliveries to go.
One short of the magic 3 figures.
Play down to long on by McDonald. And that's 100. Again, they're going to scamper an extra run. It's a little bit of lapse there by Jackson.
Yes, you can't be untidy at any stage of a T10 game. And even when coming down to crunch time, the fading hours, this is when you've got to be really, really excellent in your out cricket.
156 minutes, 41 deliveries.
Neil and Francois did give good service, but I thought that Jackson, who got a good accommodating bounce, didn't really grasp the ball.
101 for 3. Daniel McDonald on 3. Keto 25. Daniel hit this one down to the mid-wicket fielder, who accepted catch there. Looked like Regis, who picked up that catch as it went straight down to him. He came and took a simple catch.
Yes, playing across the line, airborne, comfortable catch from the deep mid-wicket boundary. Just had to come in about 4 or 5 paces and caught the ball just in front of him. Never looked as though he was going to drop it at all. And so the Ginger Generals, they've lost another wicket. And I'm sure that Jackson would be very happy with that wicket because he's been rather expensive.
Yes, Jackson hit his 2 overs. Went for 21. Anil Matthew comes in to replace McDonald as we prepare for the final over.
Yeah, they got 1 over to do something special. Credit to them. Got past the 100 score. They're 101 for 4. Just the 1 over remaining. And they've got to be frenzied about this.
Well, they certainly want this to be a big over. 15 runs in the over. I feel happy with that. Try to get it to 120. And that seems to be the score, just around the 120. When any team makes that, they seem to come out victorious.
Yeah, well, they need to get 16 more of 6 balls to get there. Of course, the Warriors would have different thoughts, obviously.
Alexis, this one hit by Matthew down to the long off, wide long off. So 1, he's off the mark with 1.
Fletcher's placed himself down on the long off boundary and got confidence in his infielders to stop the short singles, as the case may be. But at this time, when everybody is looking to go over the top,
Keto is hitting that one beautifully over extra cover for 6. What a marvelous shot.
I like it. I really like that shot because he was down on his knees, so to speak. His right knee was touching the ground and he flung the bat at it. Airborne. He didn't want it on the ground at all. Got 6 maximum. This time it's even bigger. And he went in contrasting location through the onside. Oh, that's great hitting. Well, he's got 2 6s in successive deliveries. And might just get maybe the 16 we talked about a little earlier on.
Yeah, lovely shot. It's 114. And still have 3 deliveries to go.
Now this is good hitting by Cato. 31 of 15. Oh, now that's gone. Now that is one of the biggest hit for the afternoon, or maybe in the tournament so far. That is how big. Over 100 yards. Got right under it and lifted it handsomely. That was a great shot. Really lovely. And look at that ball sail like a big eagle in the air. Maybe that's not the quite the best analogy to use, but as if trying to defy the law of gravity. Of course, gravity in the end pulled it down. Great shot. 120 for 4.
Yeah, lovely shot. And Really, this is sort of over. He really wanted. We have now had some 93 sixes in the tournament being hit, and Kato just taking advantage in this over, hitting 2 sixes.
Yeah, that was a better delivery this time. And didn't take the single. Quite interestingly, that maybe doesn't have the confidence in Anil Matthew. Not very often you turn down a single in a 10-10 tournament, but he turned it down.
Well, he's looking for another big one in the final delivery. And let's see who goes. Cover. And the cover fielder comes, take the cat. And that's the end of Kato. The end of the inning, 120 for 4. But feel good that they got up to 120.
Yes, in fact, it's ironical that he didn't take the previous, the single of the previous ball, and decided to wait for the last delivery, and you got caught. So that's what you may call a bit of dramatic irony. 120 for 4 of 10 overs. It means that they had a good scoring rate, 12 exactly as the run rate. I would think that'll take quite a bit of taking to get there.
Well, certainly will make it very interesting, very competitive. You know, the likes of Andrew Fletcher, obviously you don't want to chase that. Both Fletcher and Kato, we see really plays for the same team, and certainly I think they would love the competition here, chasing 120 on a pitch that continues to play well. So. Anything can happen. If Fletcher is going to come off today, this could be really easy sailing. But really, I think it's a competitive score.
I think the key to the Warriors' chase would have to be Andre Fletcher. Not that I'm taking anything away from the rest of the players, but the fact that he has been bowling well. He picked up 2 wickets today, didn't he? And of course, in addition to that, in a couple of days ago, got 79. Didn't come off well yesterday, but this is going to be a very, very imposing and challenging total of 120 for 5. They've got to score at 12 runs per over, which means that very early in the innings, refill, they've got to go after the bowling.
Yeah, most definitely. Just a bit of the bowling figures. Hassan Jackson had 2 overs, 1 for 24. Akim Alexis, 1 for 29 in 2 overs. Josh Thomas, none for 34. Pretty expensive is Thomas in his 2 overs. Andrew Fletcher, again in the wicket column, 2 for 10. So he has now
about 8
wickets in the tournament, which probably is the highest by any bowler. And Cyrus 1 for 21 in his 2 overs. The batting, Wavell Benjamin started off very well, got a very good 50. He was stumped by Charles or Fletcher for 53, and he hit 7 fours and 2 sixes in that inning. Kian George didn't get off, 9 deliveries, he went for 9. Kato, again, another very good inning, 43, 19 deliveries, and had 6 sixes in his batting. Daniel McDonald was caught by Regis, Paul Jackson for 3. He didn't last very long. Anil Matthew not out 1. And Reynald Charles didn't have to go in as Kato went in the last delivery. But as we said, 120 is pretty competitive, and it means that the Warrior will have to get the biggest total. Probably 121 was made in the game before. They just had to get 121 for victory, or maybe join with the biggest total to win the match.
Yes, 120. That could be deemed a pretty big score. 12 runs per over is the asking rate. But you've got to also talk about, before we wrap up here, Fletcher having gotten the opening pair. That was very critical because these two were really going. Benjamin was scoring very quickly, got a half century, and although George wasn't, timing as well as he should have, but having had the breakthrough and got the first 2 wickets, that may have just put a little bit of a brakes on the ultimate total. But a good rear guard action there by Kato. 43, 19 balls, hit 6 sixes in that total. It was a resplendent inning by the young man.
Yeah, and it tells you how 1 over could change in this T10 game. The Generals was 47. They were 47 without loss in 3 overs. So they really got off to a really, really good start. And then the Warriors would have came back strongly. But just the last over made a big difference. We had 19 runs scored in the last over to 101, and 9 overs. They still ended up to 120, which is really, a good score, and it shows you 1 over can turn things around.
We did project that they could possibly get up to 116. Well, they got much more, 4 more than that to 120. So the Ginger Generals 120 for 5. It means that the Nutmeg Warriors, they've got to get to 121 of the same 10 overs. And it'll be very interesting to see what's going to happen. We have a few minutes break. We'll come back. And then it means that the Warriors will be chasing. And welcome back, of course, here at the National Stadium. Dream11 Spice Isle Cricket 10-20 tournament. Reminding you that Ginger Generals 120 for 5. And so, of course, it'll be very much of a chase. Fletcher and Charles, of course, will be opening up the innings. Here is the first ball to Fletcher, just over the reach of mid-wicket, and will go close to the boundary. They're going to come back for the second run. They've got to hurry. The return comes into the non-striker's end, and Regis had to really struggle, had to push back, and they managed to get 2. The first ball by McDonald, short. Fletcher didn't really get a good hold onto it, but he got 2. So here is Daniel McDonald. Moves in. Well, he's not quite moving in as yet. And he's going to be moving in to bowl to Fletcher. Just a third man in. Backward point. Cover is a little bit square. There is an extra cover and a mid-off. As McDonald's in and bowls to Fletcher, has a big swing at that one. Doesn't make contact. Keeper collects behind the stumps. So 2 without loss. So Pascal taking it up on the far end. Yes, that's right. Turns in, makes his entry in now and bowls to Fletcher. Fletcher is looking to hit that through the offside. Ball takes the bottom part of the bat and goes out on the onside. Won't score, so another dot ball. This is going to be a good tussle here between Pascal and of course Fletcher, both of whom played for the West Indies youth back then. And Fletcher hasn't played Test cricket, but Neil Pascal has. Pascal is in now to bowl to Fletcher. Fletcher is cutting that one outside the off stump. That's a fine shot for 4. Off the back foot, it was short and it was cuttable. And he rocked on the back foot and hit that between cover and backward point and raced away to the boundary for 4. Gave himself a bit of room.
Yeah, lovely shot by Fletcher. Had the room to swing that bat, and he hit it beautifully past the cover point region, and it really raced across the surface. But you can see the competition between both players who would have played at the highest level.
Yeah, their friendship has gone a long way back, many years. Here is Pascal in now on both of Fletcher. Fletcher lifts that just over the mid-on fielder's head and is gone into the boundary for 4. I think he wanted more elevation with that, but it turned out to be highly productive, and the mid-on fielder really couldn't pull that off, couldn't get the sort of elevation he needed, but Fletcher had sufficient attached to it, and the ball has gone down to the boundary for 4. So all 10 runs scored so far by Fletcher. 2 4s, one down at backward point and the other through the mid-on area.
Yeah, you see Fletcher really looking to take the attack to Pascal, and just getting that one over the mid-on fielder, and it went down to the boundary for another 4.
Pascal to Fletcher. Fletcher is looking to hit that through, maybe he's looking to hit that straighter. There might have been a little bit of inward movement and got it out to mid-wicket. Couldn't score. So the end of the first over, bowled by Neil Pascal. 10 runs coming off it. And don't forget the victory tag. It's going to be quite an asking. But Fletcher and Regis, they would have to obviously set a good firm foundation for the Nutmeg Warriors.
Yeah, 10 runs coming in the first over, but it has been a good over by Pascal. I think despite getting those 2 boundaries, I think he bowled a very good over. first delivery just went over the mid wicket, and we saw a shot just going over the mid on field and down to the boundary for 4. So it shouldn't be too perturbed, the fact that 10 runs went in the first over, but I think you really kept Fletcher on check towards looking to attack. That's good over by Pascal. His experience really coming into play there, knowing that Fletcher is going to go after him.
Yeah. Yes, so 10 runs coming off the first one. Remembering all the time that they've got to score at about 12 runs per over to overhaul the Generals total. It's got to be Reggie's taking strike, and Larry Edwards will be bowling. There is a backward point. Cover is on the square side. Then there is another cover which is straightish. Then extra cover. There's a mid-off that is inside the circle. Long on is right back. There's a backward square and a fine leg. Here is Edwards, bowls down the leg side, swept down to backward square. That's 4 runs. No need to really push after that one. It was a bad delivery. Rank long hop. Onto the back foot went Regis and just helped it on its way down to the backward square boundary for 4. So he's off the mark immediately. 4 runs. It's 14 without loss.
Yeah, good shot by Regis. Edwards just trained down the leg side, and we just get it inside and just help it past that short fine leg and went down to the boundary for 4.
Here is Edward once more in to bowl to Regis. Regis is off the back foot. Well, then transfer the body weight onto the front foot. Push it back along the track for the bowler to pick up on his follow through. Total remains on 14 without loss. Yeah, once more is Edward in now, both to Regis. Regis is turning that, looking to really repeat the shot that he yielded him 4 runs a little earlier on. But didn't really handle that one very well. It wasn't as short as the one that he got 4 from. Got it just behind square on the leg side. Edward in to bowl to Regis, who lifts that down to the mid wicket area, just in front of the fielder. Maybe made a little bit of a meal of that. And the fielder coming in there, that's Fraser, is it? And just managed to get 2 in the process.
Yes, just got himself in a tangle there, and just try to get behind the ball and just stop it. Well, one thought I really should have get his hands straight.
Yes, he should be walking in. That's important to do. Here is another delivery, and it's tugged down to the deep mid wicket area. That's going to go all the way. That's 4 runs. Well, he probably hit that a little bit squarer than he wanted, but the yielding and the outcome was what's most important. He's joined Fletcher on 10, and the total has bustled on rather quickly, just galloped to 20 without loss.
Yeah, just train a bit, Edwards again. Just train a bit around the legs, and really taking the opportunity to swing hard and went through what was a vacant square leg position.
Here once more is Edward in now on both the Regis. Regis is off the back foot, just steers the ball easily out to a backward point. Can't score. There was no aggressive intention in that one, but I think they might well be happy with this, in that 10 runs have come off the second over, and after 2, Nutmeg Warriors going after a victory target of 120. They're now 20 without loss.
Yeah, not a bad start. 10 runs for over, and Regis didn't have to do anything strange or try to be too tough, but just played normal cricket shot, picked up 2 boundaries in that over, and that is all that is necessary. You're picking up the boundaries, and you can get very close to that total.
Yes, a lot would depend upon these 2, in Fletcher and Regis. They've got to give the Nutmeg Warriors a good start, a bumper start. So far it's not bad. They're going at 10 runs per over. The required run rate from here is going to be 12.63.
Well, this pair put on the biggest partnership in the tournament so far, 120, and that was undefeated. So they should have some confidence and would be looking to repeat that performance.
Here is Nicholas Redhead in now and bowls to Fletcher. Fletcher is having a big swing of that one outside the off them. There's a P for cut behind. He's gone. Oh, Fletcher goes cut behind of the bowling of Nicholas Redhead. He's gone for 10. He was looking to heave that maybe over long off. Got a little tick, a little outside edge. He goes, and they all went up in jubilation because they knew that the one who really stood maybe between success and defeat has just been out, caught behind. He's gone for 10. It's 20 for 1.
Yeah, big wicket there, taking they used the wicket of Fletcher again, as you said, looking to hit somewhere over long on, and really swung really hard at this one, looking to hit over long on. Ball just seemingly leaving him a bit, and took an outside edge, and the keeper taking a really easy catch.
Well, we're told, sorry, that it's bold. We're not. Well, I hope I could have it, but we're told that it must have hit the off stump. So maybe bold.
Yeah, probably. Well, we probably would have had just a brush off. So very difficult here to see what happened there, as we see made that big swing. It certainly is a big wicket. Fletcher really is a wicket I think that they would have loved to get, and really that will give their team a lot of confidence, having removed Fletcher.
Yes, the danger man has gone. Akeem Alexis comes in to join Regis. 20 for 1. The big fish has been caught in the net, snared. Here is now Redhead in and bowls. Delivery down the leg side, work down to fine leg. That's going to go all the way. That's 4 runs. 4 runs now signaled by the umpire. It was slanting down the leg side, got inside the line is Alexis, and just tickled it nicely down to the boundary for 4. And it was all academic interest as Sunil Narayan was running after it, couldn't pull it back. So good start here by Alexis, getting 4 up the first delivery. 24 for 1 now. Redhead goes back, rather pensive, begins to move forward. He's got such a beautiful approach to the wicket. He passes the umpire now and bowls, and he hits that back to the bowler. Not sure whether it must have gone, whether it was a bump ball, but it certainly went back very quick at him. What's your thought, Rayful? Did it go straight?
Yes, a bomb ball.
Bomb ball.
He hit it hard and it went straight back to the bowler. But again, Redhead just training in line, and Alexis turned it down to fine leg, went down for 4. Again, the fielder feeling that short fine leg. If it was back, certainly it would have been a single.
Yeah, here once more is Redhead. He's passing the umpire just about now and bowls, and that is hit down to the deep backward square area. That's gone 4 runs. Couple of bounces over the boundary line, pitched upon the toes, and he worked it, just used the wrist well in a rather skillful manner, and just lifted it nicely over backward square, and the ball went just about a bounce or 2, then over the boundary line. So that's 4 runs to Alexis. It's brought his total to 8 in very quick time, and the total has gone to 28 for 1.
Yeah, bad line by Redhead. Ball pitching somewhere around leg stump, going further down the leg side, and he helped it. He just clipped it over that backward square position confidently, just 1 bounce into the boundary for 4.
So Nicholas Redhead would try again. He's in and bowls, and that one is hit inside out over the deep square position at cover, and that's going to go all the way for 6. Well, I think he wanted to hit that straighter, but it sort of peeled off the outer portion of the bat. It went high and handsome, and it went with a lot of power. Did get a lot of height attached to it. It fell over the boundary line, so it turned out to be a 6. Good hit by Akeem Alexis. He's certainly an aggressive frame of mind. He's gone to 14 of 4 balls.
Yeah, just seemed to open the face of the bat, so he was able to get it, square it, and to get it over the infield, and just went over the boundary for 6. Really positive batting by Alexis, and really they have no choice but to try to get to that total of 120.
34 for 1. Redhead will get another boundary here. I think it won't be pulled back inside. No, it doesn't. It goes into the boundary for 4. Naran was after it. He really sped after it, but the ball was gonna really outrun him down to the boundary, fine leg for 4. He really tried to cut it off, couldn't at all. So another boundary to bring up the end of the over. So it's been an expensive over there by Nicholas Redhead. 18 runs coming off the over, but he had the prize wicket of Andrew Fletcher.
Yeah, good over for the Warriors, just with the exception of losing that wicket. Alexis coming and picking up 18 runs in that over. Again, we see the importance of the fine leg back on the boundary. As that ball came off the bat, the short fine leg really had no chance. Had no history to him, he had no chance. and therefore it went down to the boundary for 4.
Yes. Well, it's not always how pretty it looks, but rather how effective it turns out to be, and that one turned out to be effective indeed.
Well, 83 from 42 deliveries as Daniel McDonald gonna pick up the attack from this northern end.
And they have to score at 11.86 to get there. McDonald is in now and bowls to Regis. Regis is wrapped in the pad. There is a appeal for like before, not stifled at all. They really went up in appeal. The umpire is not interested, said not out. Total remains on 38 for 1. Daniel McDonald, he's got a backward point, squarish. There's a third man rather, backward point. Cover, extra cover in the mid-off. That's the offside field. He's in now and bowls. And that's hit down to the long on area. It's going to be stopped just inside. The fielder having to run across very quickly across to his right. And that's Wavell Benjamin. Did good services too. Made sure that he grasped it. Was very close to the boundary and then hurled the return to the non-striker's end. The batsman had time to cross for 1. Regis has gone to 11. And Akim Alexis, who is on 18 now, comes into strike. This is Dream11 Spice Isle T10 tournament here at the National Stadium. Day number 3. Here once more is a delivery that brings from McDonald, that brings the right-handed Alexis forward and just pushes the ball down to long on. And he gets a comfortable single. Regis is on the boundary. 1 more to the total. It's now gone on to 40. Left-handed Regis now comes into strike. Short delivery, pulled in the air, down to the deep mid-wicket boundary. That's 4 runs.
Yeah, bad delivery and well played by Regis. He went back quickly and pulled it. Obviously looking to clear the mid-wicket fence. Just chop just a few feet inside the boundary. Good positive shot by Regis.
Yielded 4 runs, but I'm sure that he was looking for the biggie. Was looking for the 6. Jumped just inside. He's gone to 15. 44 for 1. Delivery again. This time gets onto the back foot. Pushes it out to extra cover. They go to for a single. Well run too. I thought the response was rather quick. You've got to be alert as a monkey when you're playing this kind of cricket. 10-10, 20-20. Always got to be on your toes. Can't be on the back foot at all. 1 more there to Regis. Gone to 16. 45 for 1. Alexis comes into strike. He's 19. It's batted well so far. As McDonald is in. Bowls Alexis down the track. Lives that. That's a magnificent shot for 6. Now that's glorious. That to me was one of the shot of the day. Used the sweep very well. No big wallop. Just timed it so well. Hit it straight and flat enough to go over the boundary line. 6 runs. And what a way to bring up the over. Just climaxed it with a lovely 6. He's gone to 25. The 50 has been posted. It's 51 for 1.
Yeah, superb shot by Alexis. The good thing about it was the use of the feet. And he hit straight. He didn't try to hit across. Really hit it beautifully. Straight back over the bowler's head. And just over the boundary for 6. Have been playing a good inning so far. Just coming in, came in at the fall of Fletcher's wicket. And quickly races to 25 in 7 deliveries.
Yeah, gosh, that was lovely. I love the use of his feet. Danced down, he put on his dancing shoes, got to the pitch of it, and lifted it handsomely down the ground for 6. The 50 has been posted, as I said a little earlier on. So the neat 70 of 36, quite gettable. Michael Fraser is now brought into the attack. He will try to see if he can stem the tide. The rapidity of flow of runs here from the bat of Akim Alexis and Regis. Can he do something special? He's got to. And then it's an opportunity for the rest of the batsmen, because of course the team highly depends upon Fletcher, and I think the rest of the batters should say to themselves, even if our skipper's gone, we'll take the opportunity to bring this home.
Yeah.
They've got to show the warrior spirit in them. Regis is 16, taps away at the crease. And here is Michael Fraser passing the umpire now and in, and both the Regis is off the back foot. Hits that to the extra cover
He's dropped,
area.
he's dropped.
In fact, he was dropped. Is that may have dropped the catch there? Well,
Is it redhead?
was it? Yeah, it might be redhead. You're right. Yes, it was in fact redhead. It was hit hard, I dare say. Had to sort of dive a bit to his left, and just couldn't hold on. But they got a single.
Well, he got both hands to it, and really he should have held it. It wasn't that far from him. It just went in and went out.
Here is Fraser. Well, should have had a wicket in the first ball that he bowled. Will move into bowl to Akeem Alexis. He's just about there now and bowls, and Alexis takes that from outside the off stop, dunks it down to mid wicket. There runs here for him. They've gone for one. Will come back for the second. The return comes into the keeper's end. They get two, and they get two quite comfortably. He's now gone on to the quarter century mark. Sorry, he's gone to 27 rather, and the total has moved on to 54 for one.
Yeah, short delivery, but it was a slower delivery. I think Alexis was a little bit early into the shot. To aim in for that gap here between that mid wicket and the long on. Was able to pick up two.
Fraser once more to bowl to Alexis, who pulls that down to the deep mid wicket area, deep backward square rather, and would get a single. So one more to his total. He's pushed on now to 28, brings the left-handed Regis into strike. The field and the umpire changing around to accommodate the left-handed Regis, who is on 17. He's batted very well so far, just 11 balls for 17 runs. Here is Fraser in now and bowls to Regis. Regis gets a good delivery, but he gets inside the line of it, tucks it down to mid-wicket. They've gone for one, won't come back for the second. Thought they run the first run quickly. They ran the first one quickly because they thought there might be some little opportunity, some glimpse of a second run, but the fielder coming in very quickly from the deep mid-wicket area prevented any thought about that. Total has gone to 56 for one. Regis has gone to 18.
Yeah, good over by Fraser so far. Just going for 5 runs. Really keeping it very tight.
Yes, he can't do anything untoward in this one at all. These last two balls, here he is bowls down the track. Leaves that down to the mid-wicket area. The catch is going to be taken. No, he's dropped it. Dropped the catch. Oh, that was a sitter. Maybe the sun was in his eyes down there at the deep mid-wicket because he's facing the western area, the western sun. Didn't grab it, couldn't hold on to it, spilled the catch. That's the second time that, in fact, the Generals have dropped a catch. So 2 already dropped in the innings.
Yeah, but a bit of misjudgment by the fielder on the boundary there. He came in and actually didn't really get to the ball, and I really had to stretch at the end. Just misjudgment.
Fraser is going to try again. Bowls to Regis. Regis is off the back foot. Hits that down to the sweeper position and would get a comfortable single. So that completes the over there by Fraser. He must be disappointed really, because he really should have had a wicket in the over. But that's how it goes in the game of cricket. Doesn't always go the way that you want it to go. So at the end of 5 overs, we're just at the halfway stage. The current run rate is 11.60. The required run rate is 12.60. It's 58 for 1 after 5.
Yeah, good over by Fraser. Just going for 7 and really should have picked up the important wicket in that over. But 63 required from 30 deliveries. I think they still feel that that they have the advantage, although 1 over can turn this game around. Alexis, who have played a good hand so far, he's 29 from 10. Regis, who opened the batting, 19 from 13. I think this pair will really want to continue to get as close to the score as possible. Probably get it up to the 100 by with probably 2 overs to go. And we can still see an exciting finish.
Neither of us in the commentary booth are betters. We've never been part of that, so I think it's even Steven. We can't tell where this match will go. Here is Ronald Charles in bowls to Regis, who is off the back foot, cards the ball down to the deep cover position. The return comes into the keeper. It's a good one. So 1 more to Regis. He's gone to 20. I think this is going to be an important over. Akeem Alexis on 29 of 10 deliveries. He would want to hold up now. He wants to keep his feet on the pedal. I think it's crucial that he keeps scoring. He's got to keep hitting. He's got to be finding the boundary. The mid on is pushed back to deep long on, and the ball goes down to long on just where he was pushed to, and they get a single as Cato is down there doing services. One more to Alexis, who's gone to 30. Brings the left-handed Regis now back into strike. There's the short third man backward point. The sweeping position down at cover there, and Cato is on down at long off, extra cover. That's the offside field. As here once more is Charles in both to Regis. Regis hits that over mid wicket. It's going, it's still going, it's gone now. Just touched down on the earth. So that's another big hit there by Regis. 6 runs yielded, gone to 26. Total has moved on to 66 for 1. Beautiful shot. Got right under it and lifted it high and handsome. Here once more is Charles. Won't be happy about that. Both to Regis, who is off the back foot, looking to cut. Doesn't make contact. Keeper collects behind the stumps. Sort of anticlimactic there. Dot ball. Charles again. Bowls. Regis is pushing that up on the offside. Will get a single. Well, just behind square on the offside rather. Gets a comfortable single. He has moved on now. Catching up with Akeem Alexis. He's 26. 30 is Alexis. Taking strike now. All the 6s on the board. 66 for 1. As Reynolds Charles, left arm orthodox, bowls to Alexis, who hits that down to the long off position. And the ball travels very quickly and straight to Wavell Benjamin, who is stationed down there, and the batsman had time to cross for a single. So the required run rate just going up a bit. It's now gone to 13.25. The over has come to an end. 6 overs gone. It's 68 for 1.
68 for 1. Quite a bit of tempo is needed now. The run rate at 13 runs, they're about an over. In fact, just 24 balls left. And both Akim and Alexis and Regis are really trying to get on with it. The bowling is pretty okay, so they have to take some risk from here on.
Fraser 1 for 7 so far. Comes in the second over. In both, so Alexis has a big swipe at that one. Wasn't close to it. Its body position away from the ball, and doesn't make contact. Keeper takes it behind. Well, this is crunch time, you want to call it. Can these two bring it home for the Warriors? The Warrior spirit got to come out. Here he is once more, in and bowls to Alexis, who hits that high and hard. That's big. It's a biggie. Straight down the ground. That's 6 runs. Got under it and lifted it high and handsome. And the fielder down at long on and long off both had to look at it sail over rather helplessly. And the long on fielder's just gone to retrieve the ball. That was a big hit. Lovely shot. Moves his total now to 37. He'd need a couple more of those. Here he is once more, is Fraser in and both Alexis. Alexis is down the track, tucks it down to the long on position, would get a single. He probably needed a greater yield from that shot, but the bowler must have seen him coming, might have just held it back a little bit, Ali.
And a bit wide, so he didn't really get it in the meat of the bat. It's sort of the bottom half of the bat. And also he sort of tug it around and hit him straight through it, and took some of the power out of it.
75 for 1. Left-handed Regis now into strike. Fraser is in and bowls down the track. Is Regis lifts that over the mid-wicket area and is going to go down close to the boundary. They're coming back for the second run. The return comes into the keepers, and it's a good return, I dare say, but the batsman had time to scamper for 2. So they get 2 more. I think Regis may have really wanted to get a little bit more power attached to that one, to maybe yield 4 runs. He got 2 instead, but he still will be happy with the returns. 77 for 1. Regis is 29. Taps over the crease. He's a small man. Looks up in brilliant sunshine. conditions, atmosphere conducive to good cricket as Fraser is in once more and bowls to Regis. Regis is lifting that in the air. It's going down to the long off position. The catch is going to be taken, yes, just inside the boundary. And so Regis goes, caught down there at long off of the bowling of Fraser. So Fraser finally has gained luck. The fourth ball in his second over. Regis goes for 29. It was a good innings. It's 77 now for 2.
Well, I think the ball was in the slot. What happened there is that he hit it a bit high and it started to drop. But a good inning from him and Alexis, 38 off just 15 deliveries. And they have no other choice but to really hit. And you will find that they will miss hit at times. And you have to give the bowler credit because he needs to concentrate and keep it on the right line and length. And this one ended in him taking a very vital wicket.
The batsman did in fact cross, so Akeem Alexis will be taking strike as Darrell Cyrus has come out to replace Regis, who's just gone. So he's joined Akeem Alexis at 77 for 2. This is going to be interesting. 44 required of 19. It's gettable. It's touch and go though. Fraser, who I thought has bowled very well, maybe the analysis doesn't really show that, comes in now and bowls to Alexis. Alexis comes down the track, has a big swing at it. There was a little stifled appeal by Fraser. The keeper collects behind the stumps. Dot ball comes to an end over. 77 for 2. 77 for 2. 7 overs gone. Well, 18 deliveries remaining. They need to score 44.
Well, it's a very, very challenging score at this point in time. The bowling is pretty okay. A new batter in, he has to, as we say, long ago, get his eyes in. But there's not much time for that. So I think probably be wise and important that he gives Hakim the strike as early as possible, and he just have to keep going.
I think they've done a good move here because Nicholas Redhead is pulled back into the attack. The only thing though, he's coming from the northern end, the Dabo end. I think he prefers bowling, however, from the southern River Road end. And his first over yielding 18. He'd want to redeem himself. He's a good player.
You know, we have spoke about ends that the bowler chooses. I noticed in this competition, I don't know if it's the nature of the competition, everybody seems to be bowling on either end of the wicket.
Yes. Well, so Cyrus will be taking strike. I think Akeem Alexis would have preferred to be taking strike. Here is Reddit in now on both of Cyrus. Cyrus pops that ball in the air. The catch is going to be taken. He's gone. Well, that delivery may have just jumped on in a little bit, looking to turn it out maybe on the onside. The ball was airborne, and Redhead on his follow through came forward and then made a little diving effort to his right, pulled off the catch. So Cyrus goes without scoring. Let's look at the replay here. Yeah, he just was a little bit tucked up and played a nothing shot, and the bowler went across, took the catch rather jubilantly, threw the ball in the air. So the Nutmeg Warriors, they've lost another wicket. So this brings even greater interest. Cyrus cotton bowl Nicholas Redhead without scoring, and the total is there 77 for 3.
In one of the previous games, Cyrus had problem with the pace, and the way he found himself was, say, way outside the leg stump. And probably if he had stood in his wicket, the ball could have very well been a wide, or he could have swung at it, but he found himself in an awkward position.
Akeem Alexis is going to be taking strike. Delivery that is pushed up to mid-wicket will get a single, and takes his total now to 38. No, sorry, leg by the umpire, a little bit belatedly signaling a leg by. So one more to the total is 78 now for 3.
And he will be disappointed because it was on the spot.
Yes.
And he really had a great opportunity of clearing the boundary as he did so many times already, but he didn't make contact.
Yeah, he missed out there. Missed out. Might well be chiding himself. Redhead turns once more with this Alan Dolan-like approach. He's in now, passes the umpire and bowls, and that's hit down to mid wicket. That's a fine shot. That's a beautiful shot. 4 runs. Oh, it was right up on the pad. And oh, it was a cute shot, really cute. McDonald just came forward and turned it neatly, used the wrist very well, and the ball went between that long on and deep mid wicket, went very quickly down to the boundary for 4. He would be very proud about that. He's off the mark in a very quick manner. It's gone to 4. It's 82 now for 3.
Excellent shot for a newcomer facing his first delivery, and he didn't really try to overhit it. He just played it in the gap and played it beautifully.
Oh, I love it. Really love that shot. Did it with all the ease and beauty in the world. Here is Redhead in now and bowls a delivery that is hit in the air. Now somebody's coming from down the backward square. The catch is going to be taken, so he's gone. After hitting a 4, it was a shorter one this time. Lovely bowling here by Redhead. Just pulled the line, pulled the length back a bit, dropped his shot, rocked on the back foot. Was McDonald, heaved it down to the deep backward square area, and the catch taken rather comfortably in the end. So McDonald goes, caught Edwards of the bowling of Nicholas Redhead. He went for 4. It's now 82 for 4.
I think at the stage of the game he had to go at it. But it was a good delivery. It was one of them that was difficult to hit away, and he had to try. He tried, didn't make proper contact, and he was taking it from probably just about off stump and trying to tuck it onto the leg side, and succeeded in playing it high up in the air, and the catch easily taken.
Aston Jackson joins Alexis. Ball him! Oh, an absolute beauty. Bowled him neck and crop. The bails are spattered all over the place. The middle stump rocked back. And what a sorry sight, but a beautiful sight for the bowler. Beautiful, wonderful delivery right up. And Akeem Alexis was looking to heave-ho that one, maybe over mid-on. Didn't make contact. Comprehensively bowled neck and crop. He's gone for 38.
You know, so often you see the guys showing on their replay what they should have done, because the ball was lined up onto the middle stump, and his legs were way outside the leg stump. In fact, he actually missed the ball completely, and probably if he was more inside the line of the ball, he would have made contacts. But good wicket, and I think one that has really put a lot of pressure on the Nutmeg Warriors.
So Akeem Alexis goes, and let's look a little bit of his performance. 38, 18 balls, 26 minutes, 3 4s and 3 6s. Couldn't want a better innings than that. Scoring rate of 211.1. Samuel Charles comes in to join Jackson, and with his tail up, his Nicholas Redhead moves in once more to bowl to Charles. Charles gets a delivery that he gets onto the back foot, and will in fact come back for the second run.
And he's out.
Is run out?
Yes, he is.
Actually run out. Whoa. Well, it'll be lovely to see the replay. I think he thought that the second run was there, and let's look at it. Delivery that was outside the arse stump. He hit it well onto the back foot, and they were coming back for the second run. The ball went down to the deep cover. They came back for the second. You could see that he was going to be really in trouble. The return came in. It wasn't a bad one. In fact, it was a good one. I would think he was about 3-4 yards short. Really strode home, tried to ground his back. So he has to go, Samuel, and he must be disappointed with that. But another run out. So Samuel Charles goes, and the total remains at 82 for 6. Maybe Ali, your thought? They didn't run the first run quickly.
Well, what happened? I think when he turned, he delayed a bit to see what was happening. He didn't just turn and run, and then while he's running, look to see if he need to go through. He stopped, he looked, and then took off. And I think just that split second cost him his wicket.
So Hailing has come in. 38 from 12. 38 from 12. Now it's beginning to be highly improbable.
A lot of sixes.
You've got to have a few of them.
Yeah.
These are lower order batsmen.
7 and 8.
So here is Edward in balls outside the off stump wide, just confirmed by the umpire. Umpire's arms spread out like an aeroplane getting ready to take off. Here is the delivery once more by Edwards. That is hit down to the third man area. It has sufficient pace attached to it. Goes over the boundary line now, and that's 4 runs. That's not where he wanted or intended to hit it. But the ball came out off the outer edge of the bat and went down to third man for 4. He wanted to hit that, maybe slap that over cover. Took the outside edge.
It's one of the safer shots when you have the field spread like that. The top edge over the keeper. Not many people have a chance of pulling that back.
Yeah, it's not a pretty shot. But tell you what, it is effective. Jackson is off the mark. He's on 4. He is getting one outside the outside. There is an appeal for cut behind gone.
Out.
Jackson goes cut behind of the bowling of Edward. He's gone for 4. He just struck a 4 the previous delivery. And the Nutmeg Warriors, they found themselves now reeling at 88 for 7. 88 for 7. And I believe really that the Generals have begun to sniff victory.
Yeah, and a pretty wide delivery too. But of course, the nature of the game now, didn't have time to analyze that. He maybe could have left it alone and take the wide, but he went for it, had to stretch, didn't get there, took the edge, and smart catch by the keeper.
Yes. No, they got the score 33 of 10 balls. To do that, they must have a few sixes in there. Outside of that, it's going to be a really tough order. It's going to be a difficult assignment. Sheldon Joseph joins Riddick Hailing. Here is a delivery that is outside the off stump, and looking for a big swish, big swing at that one. Doesn't make contact. Keeper collects behind the stumps. Edward in now and bowls, and he's off the back down to the third man. Oh, that's a good stop, really good stop. They'll get only 1. That ball was traveling very quickly indeed, and Sunil Narayan had to really hurl himself to his left and pulled off what would have been 4 runs. Let's look at this wonderful piece of fielding. It was cut fine, traveling across to his left, spectacularly dove and cut it off. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. That's the kind of thing that all captains would like. 89 for 7. Riddick Hailing taps away at the crease, as it's going to be once more Edward. He's picked up 1 for 16 so far. And here he moves in now to bowl to Hailing. Hailing is off the back foot and pulls that ball down to Redhead, who is feeling there at long off, and the batsman will cross for 1. So 1 to Hailing, who's just come off the mark. Total has moved on now to 90 for 7, brings Joseph, who's on 1, into strike. The required run rate 26.57. That's big, and it looks very much as though the Ginger Generals will canter home. Here once more is Edward in balls, and that ball is down to the long on area. The catch is taken, no, goes through his hands and goes all the way for 6. He did get a hand to it, no doubt. Yes, he did, but wasn't able to fully grasp it. Big shot there, really big, and the ball went down to the long on area. Yes, did get his hands to it, and then went over the boundary line. 96 for 7, and just 1 over remaining. It means that they need to get 25 from 6 balls, and looks very much as though the Generals will take this one, and Nutmeg Warriors, they will have to fight another day.
6 fours is 24 and 1, and we still will have a ball to spare.
You know, Ali, you are the supreme optimist.
Yeah, but I think it's. But there have been one of the games where they needed 23 runs for victory yesterday. and they got it. So still probably a bit of hopes. I'm not too sure there are any real big hitters left, but and it's coming on to bowl Pascal. So that will be a challenge to any batsman to hit.
Pascal, who started out from the far end, tends to like bowling from the southern end, will be bowling his second over from the northern or Dabo end, and he'll be bowling to Hailing.
And the reason why he bowls move from the southern end, he gets the ball to move away.
That's
So he
correct.
got the breeze and the assistance, and really in his first spell, he always bowled it from that end and moves the ball quite a bit.
Here's Pascal in now and bowls to Hailing. Hailing is off the back foot. Hits that. That's a good shot. That's a really good shot. It's gone for 6. Well, just pulled away a little bit outside the leg stump. Make sure he got sufficient room, and he lifted that. Beautiful shot. He was almost on one leg. And down to the extra cover boundary for 4. Lovely shot. Threw the kitchen sink at it. Yielded him 6. So Hailing has gone to 7.
That's a great shot.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
It's down on his
Caught on the,
on the knee and
lift
got under
up,
it.
Yeah, and lift it over the. And there is a player. Yeah, there is a player on the boundary.
Here is a delivery that is pulled to the deep mid wicket, deep forward skate area. They're not going to come back for the second. Yes, they're coming back because the
Yeah,
fielder
yeah.
coming in just overran the ball, and they would get 2. So 2 more to Hailing. It's now gone to 9, and the total is pushed on now to 104 for 7. So Pascal a bit roughed up here by Hailing. Hailing taps away again, looks up and sees that Pascal of a short approach. He's in now and bowls, and that's hit high, and somebody is going to take the catch. Dropped it. Oh, what a miss down there by Wavell Benjamin. Went right into the palm and then went out. Could you believe that? It was a sitter really. He didn't have to go far, just to move across to his right and take the catch, and he spilled it.
And the batsman, they only took a single.
Oh, didn't look like dropping it, but he did.
Yeah.
Interesting that. Well, I think it happened to the best the best fielders in the world. Those things happen. 16 required of 3. Pascal in now and bowls to Joseph. Joseph is hitting that in the air. Now will the catch be taken this time? Yes, it's taken down at the deep mid wicket boundary. So Sheldon Joseph goes, caught down at the deep mid wicket boundary. Michael Fraser came in from that position deep on the boundary, took what turned out to be a simple catch. So he goes, and the Nutmeg Warriors, they're now in serious trouble. 105 for 8, 105 for 8. Neil and Francois will join Riddick, Hailing, and they've got to score 16 of 2 deliveries, and that's no longer improbable. I think it falls into the realm of impossibility.
But the previous shot where the Hailing was dropped, Hailing was the person most likely that could hit, and they took 1. They needed to take 2 runs, even though the batsman coming out got run out. It didn't matter much.
That's correct.
And then the next ball, he trying to hit. Tactically, that's poor cricket.
Well, Hailing will be taking strike now. Is it? Yes, Hailing. And here is a delivery from Pascal outside the arm stump onto the back foot is Hailing. Cuts the ball down to the sweeper position. They're not going to come back for the second run. The return comes in. They get 1. So just a 1 delivery remaining now. Hailing moves on to 10. 11 rather. So Francois will be facing the last delivery of this match as Pascal bowls now to Francois. That's a top delivery, short, just over outside the off stump, and he was not able to do anything with that ball. The keeper collected behind the stumps. That brings it to the end of this match. So they win by 15 runs, by 14 runs, I beg your pardon. So the Ginger General, they have won this game against the Nutmeg Warriors by 14 runs in the Dream11 Spice Isle T10 tournament, the third and final match of the day, day 3, match number 9, won by Ginger Generals. And I think in the end, Ali de Bellet played the better cricket.
Oh yes, they did. The batting performance and the ball. Akim came in and really tend to put the back on track, but he had to continue hitting. I think the loss of Fletcher very early would have tried to put him out of a line. Fletcher needed to play a big inning or someone, and no one really did. They all got starts, but never was able to continue.
So let's go through a little bit here of the Warriors innings. Fletcher was bowled by Redhead for 7 balls, 2 fours in the process. Shondell Ridges caught Larry Edward of the bowling of Fraser of 29. Akeem Alexis played a very good innings of 38, 18 balls, 3 fours, 3 sixes, got 38, and the innings lasting just 26 minutes. And he was bowled by Redhead. Darrell Cyrus caught and bowled Nicholas Redhead without scoring. Dolan McDonald was caught Larry Edwards of the bowling of Redhead. He went for 4. Aston Jackson caught Matthew bowled Edwards for 4. Samuel Charles was spectacularly run out by Daniel MacDonald, and a combination with the keeper, and he went for 1. Riddick Haling not out 11, 5 deliveries, 9 minutes, just a 1-6 he hit. Sheldon Joseph caught Fraser of the bowling of Pascal. He went for 7. Nealon Francois not out, no score, beg your pardon. So the extras, just 2 extras, not bad at all, with 1 leg by, wide 1, and the total 108 for 8 of the maximum 10 overs. Pascal 2 overs, no maidens, picked up 1 for 20. Larry Edwards 1 for 23 of 2. Nicholas Redhead 4 for 23 of 2 overs, bowled pretty well and deserved to get those 4 wickets. Daniel MacDonald just a 1 over for 13 runs. Michael Fraser a little bit unfortunate, had 1 for 16 of 2, and Ronald Charles had none for 10 of 1. So that's the situation here. Ginger Generals against the Nutmeg Warriors, and Ginger Generals, they won by 14 runs. Well, let's just give you a little bit of what we should see taking place tomorrow, God's willing. It is holiday here in Grenada, but the matches will be played in game number 1, which starts at 9:30 tomorrow, God's willing. Cinnamon Pacers will come up against Ginger Generals, first game. Then at midday, it will be Bayleaf Blasters against Saffron Strikers, and the very final match of the afternoon, of the day rather, at 2 o'clock, Nutmeg Warriors will be coming up against Clove Challengers. Well, we saw an action-packed day with the final match here being won by Ginger Generals against the Nutmeg Warriors, and they won by 14 runs. It was a great privilege, beg your pardon, and pleasure to bring you the games today. We look forward to a lovely day tomorrow, God's willing. We will, as usual, have 3 matches to be played, and we'll be on the ball, hopefully, to bring you coverage in Dream11 Spice Isle 10-10 cricket. Until tomorrow, God's willing, let's hope you have a wonderful evening, wonderful night, as the case may be.